Hi Gemini, how are we this week? Just doing our weekly readings, and this week we are looking at all things love. Okay, so we're going to start off with a quick card for self love, but then we're going to move into the person on your mind, and then we'll be looking at brand new energy with love as well. So, whether that be a brand new person or just brand new elements within the same connection, we're going to be really focusing on the future energy with love as well for you. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I do really appreciate the support. Every single like and comment and subscribe really does help the channel grow, and I do really appreciate that as well. So this week we're starting off with the Power of Love activation deck. Okay, so some really great self-love kind of messages, how we can focus on self-love. When we move into the person on your mind, we're going to start with the Hidden Truth Love Oracle, see if we can get some of that underlying stuff going on with that. The main Lenormand deck I'm using this week, we have the Slavic Folklore Lenormand. All right, and then I will also use, this is a deck I created myself. It's just like, some timings, star signs, initials as well. It does usually give us a bit of a clue with new sort of events taking place. It really does have a little bit more of factual sort of stuff that we can be looking out for in the future. I'm thinking I might actually add to that deck in the near future to sort of add some more physical traits of people there as well. But at the moment, it is just star signs, months, so time frames, as well as initials. Okay, but getting started for you today, Gemini, starting off with self-love. All right. What does Gemini need to know in regard to self-love, please? Gemini. Okay, so we have cause and effect coming through here, Gemini. That does say you are aware that the love you create in your thoughts is an agent of change and the foundation of your results. So, putting love not actually coming towards you until you're putting it out there that you want love to come towards you, that cause and effect, things having consequences, the foundation of your results are coming from the way that you're thinking about love. So if you're thinking very negatively about love, of course you're going to attract sort of more negative aspects when it comes to love. That cause and effect being very strong for you at the moment, as well as when it talks about that, it does talk about, really thinking about the way that you're manifesting the love in your life, and really, if you're wanting a certain effect to play out in your love life, make sure that you're, being the cause of that actually coming in for you as well. So, like attracts like. All right, Gemini. But moving on to the person on your mind. So for a lot of you, this may be a past sort of person, somebody that you are already connected to. If we're not actually connected to this person as of yet, I would be expecting that to come through in the new section, okay? But person on Gemini's mind with romantic love. Gemini and romantic love, the person on your mind. What is the hidden truth of this connection, please? Okay, so we have, you speak to me through music. So there may be a strong musical connection between you and somebody. There may be certain songs that every time you hear that song, it reminds you of that person. They may be feeling that way about you, that you're sort of speaking to them through music as well. I'm just sort of feeling that there may be a specific song that, everywhere you go, you keep hearing this song, and it's kind of guiding you to that particular person. But we also have, I'm grateful for the spiritual lesson. So there's something about this person that has sort of helped you learn more about who you are, what you're wanting in love as well. So, you know, when it comes to grateful for the spiritual lesson, it's like the qualities in somebody that you admire, the qualities in somebody that, you know, trigger you a little bit there. It really does help you learn more about yourself when it comes to the way that you interact with love and in love. Okay, so definitely a lot to learn from this person, or you have already learnt a lot from you know, being connected to this person. But we also have, I know I was a distraction from your pain. Okay, so whether that is you or the other person, there's an element that, you know, someone was going through a lot of emotion when you first met this person, that, you know, you may have been using them as a way to distract yourself from the pain that you've been in the past, or vice versa. Okay, and a lot of the time that's where we're seeing those spiritual lessons coming through as well, because you know, in a roundabout kind of way, just knowing this person has helped you deal with that hurt from the past, helped you, you know, learn more about yourself and the way that you deal with certain things within love. All right, but we'll go into a little bit with the Lenormand here. Okay, Gemini. Gemini and the person on Gemini's mind. What does Gemini need to know about the person on their mind when it comes to romantic love? Okay. So firstly, we've got the ring coming through here, Gemini. So, you know, with that spiritual lesson card, looking at the cycles that you've been through in the past with relationships, you know, really looking at the cycles that you've presented in love, the things that have sort of popped up in multiple relationships for you, the things that have caused you that pain in the past, and the way that you've dealt with those cycles, and learning from those cycles, you know, having those lessons coming through from those cycles that you've experienced already. But for a lot of you, this is actually talking about potential future cooperation, a commitment between you and somebody here, this person on your mind. There is definitely the potential for a commitment with this person. For some of you, there is actually, you know, this person may actually have entered into a new commitment. You know, I am kind of getting that as well for a couple of you here as well. But because we do have the letter followed by the knight. Okay, so they both allude to a very similar energy here, because the letter is all about communication, and the rider, the knight here, it's good news on the way, some sort of news on the way. So that news obviously is this communication headed your way. So it's kind of like, you know, a lot of communication headed your way. For some of you, that is, you know, that communication, learning that this person is actually now in a commitment outside of you and them. But for others of you, this is that person coming forward saying, I want a commitment with you. I want to start a new cycle with you here, Gemini. And, you know, I have learned a lot from you. And I know that, you know, there was an element of one or both of us being quite hurt when we first sort of met. But now I'm wanting to communicate with you that I feel like I'm ready to actually have a commitment with you here, Gemini. So I do feel as though there is, you know, with that knight, that's quite a fast moving energy as well. And then the communication card, the letter there, that can be all sorts of forms of communication. All right, with the rider, a lot of the time it does allude to, you know, somebody literally showing up at your doorstep, so in person kind of communication. But the letter can talk about, you know, texting, you know, all those sorts of things, emailing, online, all that sort of communication as well. But with that knight, it's going to be very fast-paced communication. It may feel for some of you like it's kind of coming out of nowhere, this communication about wanting a relationship, or I'm in a relationship. So you know, it is, I am still getting that for a couple of you. You are getting told that this person is in a connection outside of you and them. But for majority of you, this is this person actually coming towards you, you know, wanting a connection, wanting some sort of cooperation between you and them. I'm just going to grab a quick outcome here. Okay. Gemini, outcome for Gemini and this person on their mind, please. Okay. So we do have the outcome as the Reaper, which is the scythe in the traditional deck, and the club, which is the whip in the traditional deck. Okay, so the Reaper really does allude to a sudden break or a change. Okay, so for some of you, even though there is this fast-paced communication coming through, that may actually lead to some sort of quick, a break between you and this person. I dare say that it could be, warning of an upcoming, some sort of fight between you and this person. The club energy really does talk about conflict and opposition and some sort of drama, trouble, tension happening between you and this person. So, as an outcome here, it does unfortunately look like there may be some trouble on the way. I'm just sort of intuitively feeling here that for those of you where this is news, that that this is this person committing to somebody else, that's quite obvious that is going to lead you to some sort of, a sudden realization that you're in conflict here, that this is trouble for you, that this is, causing you a lot of tension and whatnot. But for those of you where this is, somebody coming towards you saying, oh, look, Gemini, I want to have cooperation with you, I want a commitment with you, that is actually, I'm kind of just intuitively feeling that it's leading to this this sudden realization within you that why now is kind of what I'm getting from that's the conflict is why now? Why all of a sudden now are you coming to me saying that you want a commitment when you've had multiple opportunities to do so? And I feel like it's just kind of something about the way that they come towards you and the way that they communicate this to you. It kind of makes you feel as though, I'm feeling that for a lot of you, this is part of their cycle, that they may, come in strong saying, I want to commit. But that leads you to sort of realize that this is a cycle with you, and it's actually going to just create more tension, more drama than it's worth. It feels like, oh, something else didn't work out the way you wanted it to, and so all of a sudden I'm your fallback, am I? I do feel as though this is coming from you, where you're kind of like, well, you need to serve, we need to talk about this, and it's going to end in a bit of a conflict in that sense that, you're kind of questioning this person. Why are you rushing in so quickly? What made this change? And you're sort of, calling them out a little bit and questioning them of why is this so sudden? And why are you suddenly, all of a sudden, you want this commitment? But, when I offered that to you, you just wanted to play games and you didn't want to commit. So I do feel as though that it will be leading to some sort of conflict. It may not be anything huge. It could just be, just that verbal, altercation between you and this person, because especially too when I'm seeing that, I know I was distraction from your pain. I feel like you're calling this person out, like just because you were hurt and now all of a sudden you're not hurt anymore, and it's kind of like, are you just using me as a distraction? Are you just wanting this commitment with me because you maybe have some codependency issues or something along those lines? I feel as though you're learning these lessons. And you may be wanting this person to come in quick, but it's kind of like when they actually show up and they do come in saying, I want this commitment, that's when the lesson really kind of kicks in for you, and you're realizing like, hold on, something's just not quite right here. The way that you're approaching me actually makes me, conflicted. It makes me feel as though there is, more going on under the surface here. All right, so that's what we've got for that there, Gemini. But we'll have a look at future energy, the new energy coming in for you in regard to love. Okay, brand new love energy for Gemini. Okay, brand new romantic love for our Geminis, please. Yeah, so I feel like this is why we're seeing that in the person on your mind as well. On the bottom of the deck as the hidden energy, I do have the stars card. Okay, so it's kind of letting me know that under the surface here, you are actually starting to become more aware of what it is that you actually desire in love. And it's kind of feeling like that past energy, that person on your mind, you kind of realizing, hang on, that they're not actually ready to fulfill this wish. It kind of feels like they're playing games a little bit with that club energy, and they're coming in so quick, and they're kind of like, oh, good news, Gemini, I'm ready to commit, but you're kind of like, oh, is this just another game? Is this, because this new energy, that it feels like you're really focused on this is what I want, this is what I'm hoping for, and it just feels like there's a mismatch. This person on your mind is not actually giving you what you want here, and the new energy, what you're actually wanting. We do have the bouquet, the flowers there, and that does talk about reciprocal energy. So that's that give and take. That's this person actually giving as much to this as they're receiving, as much as you're giving. So time, love, energy. It feels like, that past person, they're rushing on in, but they're not actually, willing to equally give to this. That, it may have been sort of like a one-sided connection, and that's why you're sort of you're kind of like, hang on, hold the phone. There's something not quite right there. I feel like that's just a distraction from other things. Whereas I'm actually wanting someone who's willing to, give it all to this connection. And you're sort of, I feel like you're intuitively feeling that person is not, willing to give their all. Whereas you're here in this energy of, I'm ready to give. I'm ready to, receive all my rewards for all my hard work when it comes to love. And I'm ready to, be very emotionally vulnerable with somebody as well. Whereas, once again, I'm getting that disconnect between these. I'm getting two different energies here. So this new energy is kind of like what you're wanting from love, and realizing that this person is not able to give you these things. We also have the lily here, which is, ultimately that's longevity. That's you're wanting something, that's going to stand the test of time. You're really wanting to stick by your morals when it comes to what you're willing to give and receive in love here. And that emotional vulnerability comes through with that as well. It is that emotional intimacy. You're kind of like, this person, every time I try to, be vulnerable with them, they that's when they sort of, shy away, and all of a sudden they're, trying to break free from my emotions and from their own emotions. They're not willing to sort of get close enough to emotional vulnerability, whereas you're wanting that emotional vulnerability. You're wanting someone who can open up to you, and who is sort of going to be there for the long haul, that someone that you can see yourself with long term, in a very giving way. And I am just once again getting that disconnect between this past person, this person on your mind, and this new energy here. We also have the book. Okay, so you're really learning a lot about, we did see that. I'm grateful for the spiritual lesson coming through for you here, Gemini, and you're learning a lot. You're learning a lot more about, what it is that you want in love, and what you're willing to accept. And I feel like this person on your mind is just not, they're not cutting it for you. You're realizing that, it's just not going to suit you long term. You're ready to start a brand new chapter of your life, and you're feeling as though this person is, they're writing themselves out of that story, and you're ready to sort of move forward one way or another, with or without this person, if they're not willing to keep up and follow the wisdom of love with you, that you're just going to start a brand new chapter in love without this person. So, in the near future, I do feel a lot of positive energy for you with love, that you are, seeking these new chapters for yourself here, Gemini. So we'll have a look and see if there is any new energy coming your way as to a specific person. Okay. Gemini and romantic love. Gemini and romantic love in the near future. Signs for Gemini of future love, please. One more, please. Okay. Okay, so we've got 2 weeks has come out here. I do feel as though that's this person rushing on in saying, I'm ready to commit. And so this is all going to sort of take place with this person on your mind within the next 2 weeks. And then you're in this energy of why. Okay, sometimes these initials do talk about, people and things like that. But right now, all it is saying is why. Why now? Why are you all of a sudden ready? Why kind of thing. You're just questioning this person on your mind. So in the next 2 weeks, that's when the whys all start to pop up for you, and you're kind of just like, why? I don't get it. Why now? Why are you doing this? It's just a lot of questions that, does lead to that outcome of, potential conflict with this person, some sort of potential argument with this person, some sort of just drama. Okay. But then we're seeing 2 months. All right. So 2 months from now, look out for somebody with an initial N. Okay. Whether that's, they've got quite a lot of N's in their name. Their name starts with N. Their last name starts with N. There may be something significant about the letter N. 2 months from now, okay? So what's that? That's, middle, like getting through into the middle of, oh my goodness, April. So I'm also getting that N may be important, as in the place that you meet this person. So you may be meeting them through somebody who's got an N name, or you may be meeting them at a, at a place. You might run into this person and meet this person at a place that starts with like the letter N, like, I can't think, Nando's or something along those lines, so it may be significant. You may be meeting this person somewhere that does have the letter N of significance between you and this future energy. I do feel like that is definitely a future energy there. Two months from now, so within the next 2 months, but having to deal with this 2 week Y energy in the meantime. Okay, Gemini, so that's what we have for you this week. You are more than welcome to check your other placements. Hopefully that helps, and hopefully I'll see you all again soon.